That's why I was disappointed with Jeremy Corbyn's response, and that is why appropriate action has been taken, which I fully support.
Jeremy Corbyn questions Keir Starmer's political past. This isn't what we voted for. You're not going to believe what Jeremy Corbyn just said about Keir Starmer. It's bold, it's blunt, and it's rattling the very foundations of the Labour Party. Because while most of the media was focused on inflation, immigration, or the Prime Minister's next gaffe, something far more personal was unfolding in the background. A growing rift that's been quietly brewing for years has now erupted into full view. And at the center of it all, two men who were once supposed to lead the labor movement together. But now, one of them says, this isn't what we voted for. Earlier this week, Jeremy Corbyn, the former Labour leader, gave an interview that sent political shockwaves across the UK. Without directly calling Starmer a liar, Corbyn made it very clear that he feels betrayed. That Starmer's leadership isn't just a shift in direction, it's a complete U-turn. And for Labour supporters who backed the party in 2019, this feels like déjà vu with a twist of bitterness. Corbyn, visibly frustrated, said, "Many people voted for Labour in good faith. But what they're seeing now is not what they were promised. Not on public services. Not on foreign policy. Not on democratic values inside the party." That's no small accusation. Because remember, Keir Starmer ran for Labour leadership in 2020 on a platform of unity. He praised Corbyn's policies, promised to maintain the party's left-leaning stance, and vowed not to purge the very activists who brought Labour to its highest membership levels in history. Fast forward to now, and it's a different story. Starmer has distanced himself almost entirely from the Corbyn era. Policies on nationalisation, wealth taxes, and even foreign affairs have been diluted, shelved, or outright scrapped. The most dramatic break: Jeremy Corbyn himself was barred from standing as a Labour candidate in the upcoming general election. Yes, the former leader of the party is now being treated like an outsider. Corbyn's supporters say it's betrayal. Starmer's camp says it's pragmatism. And stuck in the middle, millions of voters wondering what exactly does Labour stand for anymore. Back in 2019, Labour suffered a crushing defeat under Corbyn. Brexit fatigue, media hostility, and accusations of anti-Semitism devastated the party's reputation. Enter Keir Starmer, a former barrister, seen as more polished, more moderate, more electable. He promised to unite the party, heal its divisions, and bring Labour back to power. But as Starmer climbed in the polls, something else happened. He began sidelining the left, expelling or suspending key activists, removing left-wing candidates, and reshaping the party's policy platform into something barely recognizable from its 2019 version. Now Corbyn's calling it out loud and clear. He told one local newspaper, "There's a pattern here. You make promises to get elected, then abandon them when the winds change. That's not leadership. That's politics at its worst." And that comment has gone viral, spreading like wildfire across social media. One tweet, with over 100,000 likes, reads, "Starmer didn't just break promises. He rewrote history. The same people who gave him a platform are now being purged." Another user wrote, "Corbyn warned us. Now we're watching the Labour Party become unrecognizable." Even some Labour MPs have spoken anonymously to political reporters, expressing quiet concern. One insider reportedly said, "We're winning in the polls, sure, but at what cost? The base is losing faith. The energy that made Labour a movement is gone." But here's where it gets more complicated. Starmer's defenders argue that this shift, painful as it may be, was necessary. They point to recent by-election victories, improved poll numbers, and the growing belief that Labour could finally end more than a decade of Conservative rule. As one pro-Starmer strategist put it, "This isn't about feelings, it's about power." Corbyn lost. Starmer's on track to win. That's what matters. But that mindset is precisely what's angering the grassroots. For them, politics isn't just about strategy, it's about principles. And when the person you voted for changes course completely, it feels like you've been used. This rift between Corbyn and Starmer isn't just personal, it's ideological. It's about the soul of the Labour Party. About whether a party can promise one thing to its members and deliver another to the public and still call itself democratic. And here's the twist no one expected. Corbyn might not be done yet. There are whispers that he may stand as an independent in Islington North, the seat he's held since 1983. And if he does, it could spark a mini-rebellion. A wave of left-wing independents breaking ranks with Labour and challenging them from outside. Which would raise a much bigger question. If Labour purges its most passionate supporters, who's left to fight for the future they once believed in? In the end, this isn't just a feud between two politicians. It's a battle over trust. Over whether political leaders should be allowed to morph their message or whether they should be held to the promises that got them elected in the first place. And as one commentator said bluntly on national radio, this might be Starmer's party now, but it's not the one many of us joined. So what happens next? Does Starmer silence the criticism and ride the polls all the way to number 10? Or will this growing disillusionment with his leadership cost Labour the very heart it needs to govern? Only one thing is certain. The real fight for Labour's soul has just begun.